Did you know that St. Luke's University Health Network, based in the Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania, has been recognized by the U.S. government as the highest performing health system in the United States for quality? You heard right. St. Luke's #1 recognition affirms our status as the top leader among the most respected healthcare providers in the nation, including Houston Methodist and the Mayo Clinic. To state it simply, if you want to receive the best care when you go to a hospital, come to St. Luke's.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me, taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
And tonight on the Rita Cosby Show, just coming in that about 40,000 residents in Orange County, California, are under a major evacuation order as authorities are very concerned about a tank filled with a toxic chemical that it could either leak or explode. So 40,000 residents in Orange County are being asked to evacuate as a precautionary measure. The chemical known as MMA is used in the manufacture of plastics and can potentially cause major respiratory issues if humans are exposed. So this is a very big deal. Meantime, President Trump back at the White House because everybody's wondering he is not attending his son's wedding, Don Jr.'s wedding tomorrow. And why would you miss your son's wedding unless you got something major, important going on? He's obviously very close to his son, Don Jr., as he is to his other sons and daughters. But this is a big deal. So we'll keep you posted because it looks like maybe something major could be on the horizon. And we're going to get back to David in New Jersey in 1 minute. But I want to go back to also the big rally today in New York because President Trump also came up here with the message that the economy, there are gas prices that are high. But he also said they're going to plummet very quickly as soon as this is over with Iran. And he also said overall, the economy is strong. Take a listen.
Tremendous amounts of taxes in my first term. We had the greatest, most successful economy in history. And by the way, we're blowing it away in this term. So today, an amazing thing happened. They said it couldn't happen for 4 years. An amazing thing. The Dow Jones hit 50,702. And the S&P is way over 7,000. So these were two things that they said he won't be able to do when I first got elected. They said he won't be able to do that. There's no way he's going to be able to do that in his first term, which is my first term of numerous terms. By the way, you know we're a 3-term president. We just don't want the results. We want.
And he said he expects the economy to continue to soar. He also just has a new Fed chair today. He just swore in Kevin Warsh. So probably lower interest rates are coming soon, and that would be good news for the world. President Trump said, speaking of good news for the world, he has all eyes on Iran. Take a listen.
With Operation Epic Fury, our warriors are ensuring that the world's #1 state sponsor of terror, Iran, #1 state sponsor of terror, they send their money all over the world to create problems. Never going to happen, and they're never going to have a nuclear weapon, and they know that. They know that.
That was President Trump speaking there, talking about Iran. And that message that's coming out today, guys, it looks like some very serious action could be happening. We know that so far, not an appropriate deal has been presented by Iran. And that means that President Trump could take some military action. He's not going to put up with Iran not wanting to turn over nuclear material. He's not going to put up with Iran wanting to control the Strait of Hormuz. There's talks that they want to start a toll on the Strait of Hormuz. He and Marco Rubio and others have come out and said, excuse me, it's an international waterway. Can you imagine, first of all, if they allowed Iran to do that? All these other waterways in the world, people would start suddenly saying, well, I'm going to be in control of this one and this one. Why would you ever want Iran to have any sort of oversight of who can come through and then essentially blackmail people that either you pay or else? It ain't going to work. So a lot of people are saying the inevitable maybe strikes, and that may happen even in the next few hours, guys. 1-800-848-9222, 1-800-848-9222. And let's go back to David in New Jersey. David, thank you for your patience. Go ahead.
Well, thank you for taking my call. I wish to reiterate for everybody on Monday, please encourage family, friends, if they cannot attend Memorial Day services, please observe a moment of silence for our republic's fallen. I'll be doing American flags on veteran graves in about 10 hours with the monsoon imminent. And I wanted to point out that for the senior leadership and all the political people listening, all senators and congressmen, if the president is returning to D.C. and you are in a senior capacity of intelligence or on the defense committees, you should go back to the D.C. area, because while I disagree with certain aspects of what's going on, the President of the United States is the commander-in-chief, and the reality is the media will lie by omission, as always. And if you don't like what President Trump is doing, get back to D.C., tell the president, hey, I'm listening. If you wish to advise me what's going on, yada, yada, yada. God bless America. And I would hope that if it is cancer or a seriously debilitating disease, Keen, I'm former Navy. I had to give 9 people in my chain of command a sign-off sheet when I had hemorrhoid surgery. If you have cancer, the American people are respected. But enough is enough. You're collecting a paycheck. You're collecting.
So what, you're wondering where he is? Is that your question? You're wondering where he is?
Rita, he's running unopposed on the June 2nd primary. Whoever the communist Democrats nominate is almost certainly to be another fellow gun grabber in Congress. It is inexcusable. And incidentally, Rita, here's a scoop. When the defense secretary had a prostate surgery, I'm sure Beijing didn't notice that one.
Yeah, remember. By the way, remember on that one, like nobody even noticed that he was gone, which spoke volumes. But that's an interesting thing. We'll see where that goes, David. We'll see.
But Keene wrote a letter saying, where were you? Blah blah blah. 30 alleged rhinos, probably all gun grabbing rhinos.
So your point, David, hold on. Your point is what? Where is he now? Is your point, right? That's your point.
With millions
yes or no?
Of
I'm asking you a
welfare.
question, David. Yes or no? Is that your point?
My point is yes. Where is he?
Okay, good. Well, let's see.
If he has cancer, I understand.
By the way, and let's see where he is. That's a good point. We'll see. And also, as you're talking about all the illegal aliens, that is a huge issue, especially in New Jersey, David. My goodness, like you just said, you got the governor there who rode as a moderate, and as soon as she got in, she started all of those very pro-sanctuary city policies that now, by the way, seem to be happening in New York and Virginia and elsewhere. It is troubling. David, thank you. Really good points and interesting points. And we'll try to see if we hear from Keene, too. It's always good to know. And I hope he is okay, most importantly. 1-800-848-9222. 1-800-848-9222. And also, by the way, we are talking also about the rally that took place in New York just not too far from here and just a few hours ago. One of the most powerful moments, I think, of the rally with President Trump. And President Trump, David was just talking about illegal aliens. Well, an illegal alien with a criminal past, a big-time criminal past, remember, came upon Sheridan Gorman. She is the Loyola University student in Chicago. And in the middle of the night, she was out there looking at the Northern Lights with her friends. And the illegal alien just kind of stumbled upon her and shot her. Remember, in the back of the head. It was this horrible case. And then he had the crazy people in Chicago saying, well, maybe she startled him. I mean, that was just horrible. It's really despicable, and it really is a breakdown of the entire system. And Sheridan Gorman's family, they live in New York, and they were there today at the rally with President Trump. Take a listen to what the mother said. This was so emotional.
First, I just want to thank President Trump and Michael Lawler and all of the legislators that believe and protect and are champions for our American children. My name is Jessica Gorman, and Mother's Day was just 2 weeks ago. For most mothers, it meant flowers and cards and phone calls or children coming home. For me, it was heartache and tears. Because on March 19th, my beautiful daughter, Sheridan Grace Gorman, was murdered in cold blood. She was walking on a pier in Chicago with her friends. Just a few blocks from her campus, they were hoping to see the northern lights over the Chicago City nightline. Sheridan never got to see those lights. Instead, her life was stolen by a man who should have never been in this country, a man who should have never been set free in that community. And every step, the system had a chance to stop him. And at every step, it failed. And my daughter paid for those failures with her life. No mother should ever have to wonder if her child called out for her in her final moments. No mother should ever have to imagine her baby lying alone and bleeding on the cold pavement. And no family should ever have to bury a child because public officials failed to put innocent American lives first. Sorry. To the mothers of New York, to the mothers of Chicago, Rockland County, and our own beloved Westchester County, and all across this nation who have reached out, who've cried with us and prayed for us and stood with us, I just want to thank you from the bottom of every piece of my broken heart. I see you, I hear you, and I need you to please hear me. Remember Sheridan's face. Remember her light. Remember the life she should have lived. And then stand with us, not only in grief, but in action. Forget political party. Vote with your heart. Support leaders like President Trump, like Michael Lawler.
What a powerful, powerful speech by the mother of Sheridan Gorman, that beautiful Loyola college student who was murdered by an illegal, a major repeat offender who never should have been in this country, never should have been on the streets, and so far, no remorse whatsoever. This is just, it's horrific. It's absolutely horrific. And President Trump honors these people. He honors those families. He so beautifully always recognizes them and heralds them. And that's so important. And I commend him for making sure that the world never, ever forgets about Sheridan Gorman and sadly so many other families in this country. Let's go to Susan in Corning, New York on line 4. Go ahead, Susan.
Well, yes, the other really touching moment today, and so great, that President Trump also gave the highest civilian medal to the man in the red bandana, which was Wells Remy Crowther.
Oh, yes.
His mother also came up onto the stage. He went up in 9/11, was with his red bandana because he was always trained as a
he was a volunteer, a volunteer firefighter.
Yes, and went up and into those towers, and he saved 18 people or more. We're not sure. And that, this is like the heart of our president, the heart of how he just, this was like so touching for many of us who, witnessed in many ways the tragedy of 9/11.
By the way, Susan, I agree. It was so moving to see that moment. And I remember the guy with the red bandana, the videos and all the pictures of him. He became such a hero as we came to know this guy, only 24 years old. And he was an equities trader. And I think it's so powerful, like you just said, that President Trump is recognizing him with the Presidential Medal of Freedom. It's the highest civilian honor. And he announced it during that stop today, during that rally there in New York. How fitting. And as, of course, we're about to have the 25th anniversary of September 11th. Can't believe it's been that long. And I covered 9/11. I covered a lot of it, Susan. So for me, when I saw that he was recognizing this guy, I think he's one of the best among us in America. And he obviously died, too. Remember, let's not forget, too, because this is a posthumous honor, because he died in those terrorist attacks. And he was leading, I believe, the victims out of the South Tower while it was burning. And think about it, he was just an equity trader who was just an incredible human being, doing the right thing, running in and out. And like you said, this says so much about President Trump that he had Sheridan Gorman's family there and also had Wells Crowther, his families there, to recognize both of their loved ones who sadly could not be here. That I thought just said it all. It was just incredibly powerful. Susan, thank you very much. I'm so glad that you called back so we could talk about that. 1-800-848-9222. 1-800-848-9222 as we are talking about all of these cases, and especially when you think about Sheridan Gorman, the illegal migrant who never should have been in the country. He had a major rap sheet. And now you got New York State saying, we want to make the whole state a sanctuary state. How is that even legal? And then we also have the head of Homeland Security, Mark Wayne Mullen, the new deputy, the new department chief there, the new secretary. And he's coming out and saying, maybe we might hold back funds for sanctuary states and cities if they're not doing the right thing. Maybe at airports, maybe we won't have customs. And then they won't be able to take in international flights. There's some really strong purse strings that they could pull on this, because you can tell President Trump and his team are fed up. And so is America, by the way. 1-800-848-9222. And we'll continue when we come back.